Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name's Anne-Marie and today I have a massive book haul. There is 6 stacks of books here. This is a big haul for me, but this haul is from I think my last one was in April and it is now currently the 30th of October. So this is my May through October haul, although I haven't actually bought a lot myself during that time. I have been gifted quite a few. So I have one stack here of books that I bought myself, which I will go through first, and then we'll move on to the books that I was gifted. So first we'll move on to the books that I bought. Now I was really happy. Well, when I got into the works, I saw 4 of the 5 of these books on the shelf, and then after a little digging, I found the fifth, the other one that I needed to go with the series, and that is the Chestnut Spring series by Elsie Silver. I've heard really good things about this. The people who have read the Dreamland Billionaire series have also read these and enjoyed them, and I've read the first 2 of the Dreamland Billionaire series. I do plan on finishing it, but I just haven't had time with all the other books I wanted to read to get it back out of the library after I had to return it. But these are all, I think, kind of based on a different couple, and you do see other couples in the series as well, but each book has its own couple. So when I got into the works, they had books 1, 2, 3 and 5 on the shelf, showing on the shelf, and then I dug around in all of the books and managed to find book 4. So I was happy that I was able to score these as a part of my 3 for £6 deal. So obviously I got these for £6 and then these 2 and Next of Kin by Hannah Bonham Young. I'm not really sure what it's about. My sister picked it up. She said that she'd heard good things about it and it sounded interesting, so she was gonna get it. So I got it as well. The second time I went to the works, I bought 3 books. In the 3 for £6, I bought the second book in the Next of Kin series by Hannah Bonham Young. Again, I have no idea what it's about, but I at least have the first 2 books. I think there's a 3rd book, but I'm not sure it's out yet. So yeah, I have at least the first 2 in the series. And then I got Christmas Nights at the Star and Lantern by Helen Roth. I didn't know until I got home and I went to add this to my Goodreads want to read list that this was actually book 6 in the series. So yeah, I was a bit disappointed that I picked up book 6. So when I went back the next time, I went to see if they had the rest of the series there, and they didn't. And then the other book in the 3 for £6 that I got that time was Hard Knocks by Ruby Lang. I picked this because it's like a sports romance, and I've been really into my sports romances at the minute. So the main female character is a neurologist, and the main male character is a professional hockey player, and she is studying like hockey players' brains after like consecutive concussions. So yeah, and I love it that it's nice and short. The writing's not too small either, so you know, it would be like a nice quick read when I finally get around to my own physical TBR and not my library books TBR. And then just because I was in there and I wanted them, I picked up the Setup by Lizzie Dent because it was only £1. No, I think it's £1.50. It was in the reduction section. So how like the works work is they have like the new books which are like full price, usually like £11-12, and then they have the next down section which is like between £4 and £6, and then they have their 3 for £6 section, or I think they're £3 each, and then when they're just trying to get rid of stock, they reduce it again, and then if nobody buys it, they reduce it again, and that's what happened to this one. It got reduced to £1.50, so I picked this one up. I can't really remember what it's about. I just know that the main character in it is really into her horoscopes, and I occasionally read my horoscopes. I don't believe in half of the stuff that it says about them in my horoscope, but it's fun to read it. So yeah. And now looking on the back of this, I'm not sure whether this means that this is book 2 in the series, because there's a picture of a book there, or whether that's just another book that the person has written. We're gonna have to see when I come to read it. And then I picked up First Down by Grace O'Reilly, which is another sports romance. He is a football player and she's just I think she's just the photographer for the university. This is book 1. When I went to see if I could grab the rest of, well, more of this series, I went to grab the second book in this series. They didn't have it, but they had book 3. And the guy behind the counter said he hasn't got any coming in, but I can order online and get it shipped to the store, which is something I am planning on doing, because again, I'm into my sports romances, and I want to actually have the whole series, but it doesn't matter if I buy book 3 and don't have book 2, because even though they're set in the same like world and university, they're different characters. Now we're going to move on to the biggest pile here, and these are books that were gifted to me. So this first one was gifted to me by my sister. She read it and she didn't enjoy it, so she didn't want to keep it on her shelf. So she gave it to me because she knew that it was in my Amazon wish list, which is great because I've been able to take a lot of these books out of my Amazon wish list. And that is The Witches at the End of the World by Chelsea Inverness. Chelsea Iverson. I can't remember what it's about. Obviously it's about witches, and I did want to read it during October, but I picked up something else instead for my Halloweeny witchy vibes. I know that I'm going to be like slightly annoyed with this book because it's multiple point of view, and it's set in Norway. It's not set in the UK, and I find it difficult when things are set in other countries because they, different countries have different languages. Like I live in Wales, and Wales has a different language. Obviously, we have Welsh compared to England, who just have English. So yeah, I've been here like almost my entire life, and I still can't even speak Welsh. I can speak more Spanish than I can Welsh. But anyway, back to the book. This was gifted to me by my sister. It's about witches. I'm looking forward to reading it. I'm glad I could take it out of my Amazon wish list. Now, the rest of this pile of books, which is like 4.5 stacks, these were gifted to me by my cousin. Now, my sister had gone to my cousin's house because she got a message off my cousin saying, I'm getting rid of all my physical copies of my books because I don't read my physical copies. I read them on Kindle Unlimited. Do you want to see do you want any? My sister was like, yeah, what have you got? And my cousin said, yeah, it's best if you come down and have a look. She had a whole kitchen table piled high full of books. My sister and myself came home with almost all of them. So when my sister got to my cousin's house, she saw a couple of the books that she owned and she knew that I wanted. So she called me up and she's like, hey, your cousin is getting rid of a bunch of books. She has these, do you want them? I'm like, yeah, definitely, bring them to me. And she's like, there's a bunch of others here. And she started to try and tell me over the phone what they were. And it's like, it had bad reception. So in the end, she came and picked me up. And we went back to my cousin's house. She only lives down the road, so it wasn't like she was going far. We went to my cousin's house and my sister and myself brought back 5 carry bags full of books. I brought home 2 carry bags full of books. My sister kept 1.5 bags, and the other 1.5 was because my cousin asked me to take to the table at Tesco's because nobody wanted them. So the first books that I grabbed were the first 3 books in the Twisted Love series by unhauling. So I have Twisted Love, Twisted Games and Twisted Hate. I've been looking in the works for book 4, but they haven't had it every time I've gone in, so I've been a bit gutted trying to grab the 4th book. They have been read and the spines have been cracked, and that upsets me because when I read a book I try not to crack the spine, which is why people don't borrow my books, because they know I don't like it. So yeah, these are, well, I'm not really sure. I think each book is a different character, the same as like the Dreamland Billionaire series and the Chestnut Spring series, but these were going like viral at one point, and I wasn't into my romances at the time, and now I am, and now I want to read them, and now I have my own copy. I just have to get the 4th one out of the library if I want to read it, before I buy my own copy. Next is another series that I was like, the next week we were going, me, sister and I were going into the works, and this was a series I was going to grab, as well as the Twisted Love series and the Chestnut Spring series. I was going to grab one of the series and I wasn't sure which one, but this is another series, and I have all 5 of the main books. I have Shatter Me, Unravel Me, Ignite Me, Restore Me, and Defy Me by Tahara Mafi. The works are selling the novellas as a separate collection for £12, so that is either going to be something I grab in November for my birthday. I always buy myself a present for my birthday, or I'm going to wait till after Christmas and then grab them then. I don't know what this series is about, but I know it was really big when I was younger, and for some strange reason it has come back around and people are reading it again. Yeah, I was really happy and excited when my sister said my cousin had all 5 of these, which my sister had only just bought. I think it was like a couple of days before. My sister had spent £15 on this whole set, and then she now needs to, like me, get the novellas. So she was a bit gutted when she got there and saw that my cousin had all of these and she was giving them away, whereas I didn't have to pay for them, and I got to save money and buy a different set of books with them instead. But yeah, looking forward to one day eventually getting to these. I say that and I'm probably never gonna read most of these books, and it's crazy, and I really shouldn't have them on my shelves. I really shouldn't have, brought them in, but I'm a sucker for books and they were free, so yeah. Next we have The Silent Patient by Alex Macclesfield. I think this is like a mystery thriller type of thing. My sister has read this and she said that I should read it, but she wants this book once I finish reading it, so she don't have to buy her own copy. Yeah, I'm not really sure what it's about. I'm assuming the character is a patient in a hospital or something. I don't know, but yeah, I have this. And then I picked up How to Kill Men and Get Away with It by Katie Brent. I don't know what any of these books are about. I just picked them up because I wanted them. I think I'd probably heard good things about some of them. Friend, lover, killer. So yeah, I'm trying to branch out of my comfort zone of fantasy books, so this is a nice one to read. Well, nice one to pick up. Then I picked up Colleen Hoover's It Ends With Us, because I've heard good things about it and I want to read it and then watch the movie. My sister had this copy, so I grabbed it for myself. And then I have Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. I think I was going to grab this for myself last year sometime, because I knew it was in my wish list on Amazon, but I must have picked, obviously I picked something different instead of this. But yeah, this is, it sounds a bit like there's going to be like a mystery aspect of it, like one summer it changed everything. I don't know what kind of book it is, because on the back it just says fiction, and that doesn't really help with me knowing whether it's a fantasy, mystery or whatnot. I grabbed My Policeman by Bethan Roberts. My youngest sister has read this book and she loved it, and she read it because I think, is it Harry Styles who plays the character in the movie? I don't know, she was big into One Direction and now she's big into Marvels. What a change in 5 years. Yeah, my sister said good things about it. My sister owns a copy, but she annotates her books and I can't be doing with that. You don't write in books, in my opinion, unless they're university or school textbooks, then yeah. You know, my sister annotated hers, so I wanted a copy that didn't have annotations in it because I didn't want her opinions to like mar my own. Then we have The People on Platform 5 by Claire Cooley. Again, no idea what it's about, but I now want a copy because the cover looked interesting. I got Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I mainly picked this up because it has nice edges, I think, and because people are saying that Emily Henry's books are good. Yeah, my sister took out a bunch of Emily Henry books from the library and read 2 of them. I think she read the whole of one of them and struggled through the second one, and then took all the rest of them back to the library because she can't be doing with Emily Henry. So yeah, I have no idea how I'm going to feel about this then, because she's more into a romance than I am. So we're going to have to see. I'm definitely going to give it a try. It was in my Amazon wish list, like I've said with most of these books. And you know, it's not like it's that long. I say it like, is it nearly 400 pages? But yeah. I have The Flatshare by Beth O'Leary. I think this is the second Beth O'Leary book in this pile. No? Okay. So, yeah, The Flatshare by Beth O'Leary. I have a couple of others of hers, The No Show and the Road Trip, possibly. I don't know. I can't remember. Doesn't say. It's not the Switch. No, I don't know. I have 2 others of hers upstairs, so I thought, why not add this one to the collection as well? It's a romance. Other than that, no idea. And like I said, I'm trying to branch out from fantasy into other things, and I'm enjoying my sports romances, so maybe I'll like normal romances, because I did enjoy the 2 Dreamland Billionaire series books that I did read. Then I picked up the Midnight Library. My sister, my youngest sister, has a copy of this, but again, she's annotated it, and yeah, I didn't want to read an annotated version of the book. Oh, I'll say it looks like it's multiple point of views, but no, they were just title chapters that I was seeing. No idea what it's about. I'm assuming it's going to be about a library. At midnight, something is going to happen while in the library. I don't know, maybe magical creatures talk to each other in the book. I'm going off the cat on the front of the cover. Then I have The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. I have Love Redesigned by Lynn Painter, I think. Sure, it was redesigned, right? I have that upstairs out of the library. And I've read the blurbs of most of her books, and they're all romances, and I like this kind of design on the cover, as you can tell. You know, a lot of my books have got this kind of design on the cover. I just think they're pretty, so yeah, I grabbed this as well because my sister didn't want it, and I want to read a couple of Lynn Painters because I've heard she's a good author. I have Reputation by Lex Croucher. I have no idea why I picked this up, because this is giving me Bridgerton vibes, and I didn't even enjoy the TV series. I don't read historical books, so yeah, I have no idea why I picked it up, but now I've got it, I'm gonna have to read it. Then I picked up a couple of T.M. Logan books, actually. Oh, before we do that, I also picked up Infamous by Lex Croucher, so I'm assuming this is book possibly 1 and 2. There we go. But, I have that, both of them. Yeah, I did. I picked up another T.M. Logan, so I picked up 2. My cousin was talking about one of them, I think it was this one, and she said that she really enjoyed it, and then because she said she really enjoyed this, and this has a picture of the cover up there, I took this one as well. Yeah, these are mystery, thriller, crime, horror kind of genre books. 7 Days, 3 Families, 1 Killer, and she says he's perfect. I know he's lying. So yeah, I'm gonna guess there's some sort of death and mystery aspect to these, which I'm looking forward to giving a go. Then next we have Tess Garrison's The Killing Place, the new Rizzoli and Isles bestseller. I've seen the TV series of Rizzoli and Isles and I loved it, and I want the collection of books, but I know there's at least 15 and I can't even fit all of these books here on my bookshelf. So should I have took this one? No, probably not. I should probably read it on Kindle Unlimited or get them from the library if I can get them. I'm really gonna have to do an unhaul at some point. Then we have The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. I took this out of the library once. I didn't read it because at that time I wasn't into my crime, mystery, thriller, horror type books. I was like set in my fantasy books, and I did want to branch out at this point, like when I took this out of the library, and it was like that TikTok made me buy it when it was one of them. So you know, like way back in 2020, 2021, when it was like really big. It wasn't even published till 2022, so back in 2022 when this was really, really big. I got it out of the library. No, I didn't. I think I got the guest list out. I got one of Lucy Foley's books out of the library when it was like a big hype all over TikTok. I don't even have TikTok. When it was a big hype all over TikTok and Facebook and YouTube and all that other social medias. But I was really still in my fantasy rut and I didn't want to get out of it. But now, because I want to expand my range of genres that I read, maybe I'll find a fantasy horror book. Who knows? I have no idea if there's like a genre for that. Is that what sapphic is? Anyways, yeah, I grabbed that because my sister has a copy, so I didn't have to fight her for it. This, How to Kill Your Family, Maki. This was in my Amazon wishlist, and I don't know whether it got put in there because I'd heard about it and I wanted to read it or not, but it was in there. So I took this book too. Then I have 2 books by Giovanna Fletcher, Dream a Little Dream and Billy and Me. Both of these are romance books. Both of these are by the winner of the first I'm a Celebrity in Wales, which was just down the road from me. And she's married to my favourite member of the band McFly. That's all I really know. Yeah, I don't really know anything about the books. Then we have One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. I have read Red, White and Royal Blue. I didn't really want to read it, but then my sister made me read it and I enjoyed it when I did read it. So I'm glad I read it in the end. You know, the same author wrote this. My little sister wants to read it, but she can't read it till after I have read it, because I'm going to read it and then I'm going to give her the book and then she can annotate it all she likes then, and that'll be fine. But you know, when I get around to it, who knows. I picked up Cold Magic by Kate Elliott. I think this is like the only fantasy book in this whole stack. Oh, I think these are fantasy. But this was the only fantasy that I picked up from my cousin's house. Dragons, mages, and people die. But it's massive, and I'm pretty sure this is like book 1 in a series. But yeah, it sounded interesting. I don't remember what it was about. I did read the back of all the books before I picked them up and brought them home. My cousin convinced me to get this, to take this one. It's a brick. But apparently, she didn't tell me this at the time, but apparently this is like book 3 or 4 or something like that in the series, and they're all this big. And this is The Ink Black Heart by Robert Galbraith. Yeah, so my cousin convinced me to take it. She said, I loved it, I just finished it, you will love it. I have trouble at the minute reading a normal size book. Then I picked up 5 to 5 by Holly Jackson. Lots of people have been talking about this. My little sister wanted to read it too, but she has her own copy. So now I have my own copy, so she can write in hers if she wants, and she can read hers whenever she wants, and I can get to this in like 50 years when, you know, I finally managed to get through my TBR. But this is a mystery thriller by the author who wrote A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, a series that I haven't read, but my little sister has, and she enjoyed it. Yeah, I'm assuming this is a mystery like the Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I picked up Family Liars by E. Lockhart. I have read this book. I didn't enjoy it, but I took it because I have the other book, I have We Are Liars. I haven't read it yet. But I also took it because it's a signed copy by the author. So yeah, I took it for that reason, and it has nice sprayed edges. But the problem is, my copy of We Are Liars is a very small, thin paperback, and this is the hardback. And now I have to find somewhere to put it on my bookshelf. And then the last few books are children's books, and I brought them home because they were either books I don't have or books that I needed to replace my own copies of because mine are battered and broken. So they're all Roald Dahl, and I have The Giraffe and the Pelly and Me, which I haven't read it. I don't even own a copy of this. I haven't read it, so I grabbed this. I thought, you know, end of the year, if I'm desperate to catch up to my Goodreads goal, I can read it. I also picked up Boy by Roald Dahl, another one I don't own and have never read. And then I picked up Charlie and Chocolate Factory. I have read this one, but I don't own a copy, so I kept it. And I grabbed Matilda, which I have read several times. I own a copy, but it's so battered. The cover is like, the spine is missing, and the front and the back cover are held on to the book by sellotape, pots of sellotape. And then there was a little Brain Freeze by Tom Fletcher. I think this came in like a McDonald's thing or something. It says the free book for World Book Day. These are all the books I have. I do have actually another bag upstairs of books that my sister gave me, but they're mostly foster care stories. They are, like most of these books, in a bag next to my bed, which I keep tripping over when I get out of bed. So yeah, I have a problem, and I have no idea how I'm going to fix the issue of having nowhere to put these books. So that is my haul. I have no idea how many books there are. This is a lot, and the only books that have actually made it onto a bookshelf are the Elsie Silver books, and the rest of the books I bought from the works, the Shatter Me series, the Twisted Love series, and about 5 or 6 out of this big mountain of books here. The rest of them have been in this bag, also at the side of my bed, because I have no room on my bookshelves for any more books. So that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. It is really long. It is going to be a pain to edit, yay. I'm thinking of maybe doing a video like Becca in the Books, of getting books off of my floor onto my bookshelves by reading them and then either shelving them or unhauling them. Yeah, so that is all from me in this video. If you have read any of these and recommend any that I can add to my TBR in 2025 so I can actually read some of these, yeah, leave a comment down below, and I will see you in my next video.